Humanity has never seen such a long period without a world war. This unprecedented era of relative peace has led many to believe that we have finally turned a corner in our history. But does this mean war is over, or is it just hiding in plain sight? The scars of past conflicts still linger, and new threats emerge in unexpected ways. The world has certainly changed since the horrors of World War II. International cooperation has increased, fostering a sense of global unity that was once unimaginable. Global institutions like the United Nations work tirelessly to prevent conflict, striving to maintain peace and stability across nations. Yet a closer look reveals a more complex reality. Beneath the surface, tensions simmer and old rivalries persist. We live in a world where wars still rage even if they don't engulf the entire planet. Localized conflicts can have global repercussions. Regional conflicts, civil wars, and acts of terrorism continue to cause suffering and instability. These smaller-scale wars are no less devastating. Technological advancements, while offering progress, also present new avenues for warfare. Drones, cyber attacks, and other innovations have changed the battlefield. Perhaps the concept of war itself has evolved, taking on new forms that are less visible, but no less dangerous. Surveillance and cyber warfare are the new front lines. The absence of a global conflict does not necessarily signify the end of war. It may simply be that war has become more fragmented and insidious. It may simply mean that war has adapted to the realities of a changing world. Strategies and tactics evolve, reflecting the complexities of modern geopolitics. To understand this paradox, we must examine the historical context of warfare, tracing its evolution through the ages. The impact of technological advancements, which have both mitigated and exacerbated conflicts, and the evolving nature of global politics. Diplomatic efforts and international relations play crucial roles in maintaining peace. Only then can we truly answer the question, are the wars over, or have they merely transformed into something new and equally challenging? For centuries, humanity has been plagued by war, a relentless cycle of conflict and bloodshed that has shaped our history. From ancient tribal conflicts to the vast mechanized battlefields of the 20th century, war has been a constant presence, leaving scars on the landscape and in the hearts of those who lived through it. The two world wars in particular left an indelible mark on human consciousness, altering the course of nations and the lives of millions. The sheer scale of destruction and loss of life during these conflicts seemed to signal a turning point, a moment when humanity had to reckon with the true cost of war. After World War II, there was a collective desire for peace, a yearning to build a world where such devastation would never be repeated. The United Nations was formed with the ambitious goal of preventing future wars, fostering international cooperation, and promoting peace and security. The Cold War, while marked by tension and proxy conflicts, also saw the rise of deterrence theory, a precarious balance maintained by the threat of mutual destruction. The fear of mutually assured destruction arguably prevented another global conflict as nations recognized the catastrophic consequences of nuclear war. The latter half of the 20th century witnessed a decline in interstate wars, with diplomacy and international agreements playing a crucial role in maintaining peace. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 seemed to mark the end of an era, a symbolic victory for freedom and unity. Globalization and economic interdependence further fueled the hope for a more peaceful world as nations became more connected and reliant on each other. However, the seeds of new forms of conflict were already being sown, as technological advancements and political tensions introduced new challenges to global peace. While large-scale interstate wars have become less frequent, smaller-scale conflicts persist. Civil wars, ethnic violence, and regional conflicts continue to plague many parts of the world. These conflicts are often fueled by deep-seated historical grievances, religious extremism, or competition for resources. Moreover, the nature of warfare itself has changed. The rise of non-state actors, such as terrorist organizations, has blurred the lines between war and criminal activity. These groups often employ asymmetric tactics targeting civilians and using violence to sow fear and chaos. The digital age has also ushered in a new era of warfare, cyber warfare. Nation-states and other actors can now engage in espionage, sabotage, and disinformation campaigns in cyberspace. These attacks can cripple critical infrastructure, disrupt economies, and undermine political systems. Technological advancements have always played a crucial role in shaping the nature of warfare. From the invention of gunpowder to the development of nuclear weapons, technology has both enabled and transformed conflict. In the 21st century, this trend continues at an unprecedented pace. On the one hand, technology has the potential to make war less destructive. Precision-guided munitions, for example, can minimize civilian casualties. Drones and other unmanned systems can reduce the need to put soldiers in harm's way. However, these same technologies also raise ethical concerns and create new risks. The development of autonomous weapon systems, for example, raises questions about accountability and the potential for unintended consequences. Cyber warfare capabilities can be used for both defensive and offensive purposes, blurring the lines between peace and war. The increasing militarization of space is another area of concern. Section 5. The Globalization Factor. Globalization has had a profound impact on international relations, both as a force for peace and a potential source of conflict. The interconnectedness of the global economy has created a strong incentive for cooperation and peaceful resolution of disputes. Trade wars and economic sanctions have become increasingly common tools of foreign policy. However, globalization has also exacerbated existing inequalities and created new sources of tension. The rapid pace of economic change has left many behind, fueling resentment and instability. Competition for resources, such as water and energy, is likely to intensify in the coming decades, increasing the risk of conflict. The free flow of information and ideas, facilitated by the internet and social media, has also proven to be a double-edged sword. While it can promote understanding and tolerance, it can also be used to spread propaganda, incite hatred, and mobilize extremist groups. Section 6. The Unseen Battlefields. The nature of war is constantly evolving. While traditional battlefields may seem distant, new fronts have emerged in the digital realm and beyond. Cyber warfare, for example, is fought in the shadows, with hackers and digital warriors engaging in a constant struggle for control of information and infrastructure. Space, once a symbol of human unity and exploration, is also becoming increasingly militarized. Satellites are essential for communication, navigation, and intelligence gathering, making them tempting targets for adversaries. The weaponization of space could have devastating consequences for humanity. The wars of the future may not be fought with tanks and fighter jets, but with viruses, algorithms, and directed energy weapons. The battlefield is no longer confined to a specific geographic location, but encompasses the entire planet and the space surrounding it. Section 7. The Looming Threats. As we look to the future, several factors could increase the risk of large-scale conflict. These factors are interconnected and complex, making them even more challenging to address. Climate change, with its potential to disrupt weather patterns, displace populations, and create resource scarcity, is a major concern. The impact on agriculture and water supplies could be devastating. Competition for dwindling resources, such as fresh water and arable land, could lead to conflict, especially in regions already facing instability. This could exacerbate existing tensions and create new flashpoints. The rise of nationalism and populism in many parts of the world is another worrying trend. These movements often exploit economic and social grievances, leading to further polarization. These ideologies often promote an us versus them mentality and can lead to increased tensions between countries. This divisive rhetoric can undermine efforts at international cooperation. The erosion of trust in international institutions and the rules-based international order also increases the risk of miscalculation and conflict. When nations act unilaterally, the potential for misunderstandings grows. Technological advancements, while offering potential solutions to global challenges, also present new risks. Innovations in fields like biotechnology and cyber warfare could be double-edged swords. The development of artificial intelligence, for example, raises concerns about autonomous weapon systems and the potential for unintended consequences. The ethical implications are profound. The increasing accessibility of advanced technologies could also lead to a more volatile security environment. As these technologies become more widespread, the potential for misuse grows, posing new challenges for global stability. Section 8. A Future Without War. Despite these challenges, a future without war is not beyond our reach. Humanity has made significant progress in advancing peace and cooperation over the past century. The international community has developed norms, institutions, and mechanisms for preventing and resolving conflicts. Diplomacy, dialogue, and mutual understanding remain our most powerful tools for building a more peaceful world. Investing in education, promoting cultural exchange, and addressing the root causes of conflict are essential for fostering a culture of peace. Technology, too, can play a positive role. Renewable energy technologies can help mitigate climate change and reduce competition for resources. Communication technologies can facilitate dialogue and understanding across borders. Artificial intelligence can be harnessed for peacekeeping and humanitarian assistance. Section 9. The choice is ours. The question of whether the wars are over is not a simple one to answer. While the world has undoubtedly become more peaceful in some respects, new forms of conflict have emerged, and old ones persist. The choice between war and peace is one that each generation must make. We have the knowledge, the tools, and the capacity to build a more peaceful and just world. The future is not predetermined, it is shaped by the choices we make today. By embracing cooperation, investing in diplomacy, and harnessing the power of technology for good, we can create a future where war is a relic of the past, not a threat to our present or future. The choice is ours.